Again, you see sidewalk here and then obstructed by trucks. And you'll see one of those trucks is about to be pulled away. They said they don't have a driver. I don't know if that's true. Often truckers will test the MMDA because they think they won't really tow it away because it's kind of difficult. My guess is the drivers are here, but maybe they don't want to show their license. I could be wrong. So after seeing the other one towed away, suddenly one of the drivers appeared and said, "Oh, I'm the driver, I have a license." That's what I really expected. They probably didn't think the MMDA was serious until they saw the truck being pulled away. Problem is they come out too late because they already connected the towing gear to the other trucks as well. If the drivers had just shown a license, they could have just taken a ticket and moved the trucks. But unfortunately, this is the option they chose. Like I said earlier, a lot of them really think MMDA aren't going to tow them because it's difficult. But this team, they can also be stubborn. Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. Right now they're on R10 issuing tickets to illegally parked vehicles on the road and the sidewalk. Those vehicles that are unattended will be towed away to clear the road. Otherwise, if there's a driver and they can show a license, it's only a ticket. I suspect the driver, this one is nearby, but maybe he doesn't want to come out, take a ticket and move it. So I'm guessing this will actually get towed away. This tricycle driver was already issued a ticket, so now he needs to move the tricycle out to the road. Further along the road, you would wonder, is this a taxi terminal or is this a road? So many units parked here. Most of the drivers have started coming out already and they're being issued tickets. They are actually required as part of their franchise to have a proper parking space, but reality is a lot of them are parked on the road and sidewalk. That pickup truck was already ticketed for parking on the sidewalk and now he's leaving. The enforcer is looking for the driver of this one. If no driver comes out to give a license and take a ticket, he'll be towed away to clear the sidewalk. The team are also looking to issue a ticket to this e-tricycle, given it has a tent. Of course, this is meant to be a road. People say build more roads. The ones that exist are already so full of parked vehicles. The unfortunate reality is a lot of people buy cars, motorcycles, tricycles, vans, trucks, even if they don't have any place to park them. And then once enforcers come along to clear the road, they get ticketed, they get towed. You see another couple of motorcycles over here. I think they'll be ticketed for obstructing the sidewalk. Even the pedestrian crossing became a parking space for motorcycles. Since there's no drivers in most of these motorcycles, they are going up on the tow truck. If the drivers come out and show a license, obviously it doesn't have to be impounded. This motorcycle has a steering lock. They had a hard time lifting it because it's so heavy, but they have managed to get it onto the tow truck. Along the road, you'll see they picked this one up. They considered it to be illegally parked. And the same thing over here, sitting on the back of the flatbed. And there's another one going up over there. Looks like that one also got towed, so perhaps there's no driver. They stopped this motorcycle rider because unfortunately the older gentleman on the back is wearing a bicycle helmet. It's not approved for motorcycles. That's a 3,000 peso penalty, unfortunately. I just don't understand, how can the driver have an Evo helmet and then the passenger only gets a bicycle helmet? Motorcycle being apprehended here. Unfortunately, back ride with substandard or unauthorized helmet. And of course the driver's wearing slippers. There's actually 6 lanes on R10, but usually the first 2 are obstructed, sometimes even the third. And according to MMDA Western, they'll soon lose 1 lane either side for the Skyway. That's unfortunately one of the side effects of building skyways. You often lose space below. It's great if you can afford to pay for the Skyway, but otherwise it's a little bit difficult. And most people are really walking in the road because the sidewalks got overtaken either for parking or property extensions or canteens. There's really no sidewalk for pedestrians. I heard one of the guys nearby shouting "Pera Pera Yan." They just want to clear the road. The road was never intended to be a parking area like this. Although the tents are being deconstructed now, I'm not sure what might happen later. I don't know whether the barangay will maintain the work of the MMDA. That's the thing, the MMDA, they're going out every day, multiple operations per day. And still, I see a lot of people getting angry with MMDA, saying they're not doing enough. Isn't there a barangay? Isn't there a city? A lot of the motorcycles and tricycles you saw are really being impounded, either because there's no driver or there's no license. That's one of the huge problems. tricycles that don't have a driver's license. On the one hand, all the garbage that the residents are throwing on the floor has created jobs. On the other hand, it's kind of sad to see the road and sidewalk full of garbage every day, and that someone else has to clean it up. That's actually a basketball hoop. It was erected, but they brought it down before the MMDA got to them. Obviously they don't want the MMDA to confiscate it. I just heard the SCOG team ask the lady here to remove the rest of the stuff from the sidewalk. She said mamaya, or later. And I heard him reply, if it's later, you'll never do it. And unfortunately that's the truth. If they don't do it right now, if they don't clear it right now, nothing will happen. I've seen them give 1,000 warnings, 1,000,000 warnings. Nothing changed, because people just laugh at you when you give a warning. I wish it wasn't like that, because I think everyone should be given a fair chance. But I've just seen it too many times, unfortunately. Do you see how wide the sidewalk is here? And then compare it to other parts of the sidewalk like this. I just noticed above the MMDA, there's the aircon unit. Hopefully it doesn't fall down, because bad luck if you're walking below that. Looks pretty sturdy, I guess. And I guess that's the downside of having your aircon on the sidewalk. It can be easily damaged by people passing by. Right now these guys are going in slow motion, and usually that's just to make it look like you're doing something without really doing it. The barangay just arrived now, and they were advising them that once they clear this, they'll turn it over to them. They're responsible for maintaining. Actually, I'm surprised it took them that long to get here. There goes the washing machine now. I guess they were using this as a storage area, because I saw them bring out a bunch of tools. Pedestrian jaywalking right here between all the trucks, all the vehicles. And look at what's right there, a footbridge. How many millions of pesos were spent on that footbridge, and they don't want to use it. Unfortunately, regular traffic enforcers aren't authorized to apprehend people for jaywalking. It's a special unit that's deputized by the LGU. The team turned right onto Kapulong. The enforcer already wrote out a ticket to this tricycle. Looks like there isn't any driver, or they don't want to come out. So that will be put on the back of the tow truck. One of many, many, many tricycles, unfortunately. Aside from the trucks and trailers, look at what happened to this sidewalk. It's kind of embarrassing, no? You're the barangay and you let this happen to one of your sidewalks. I don't want to judge anyone, because I know everyone has a lot of things to do, but I just flagged down that motorcycle rider there for back ride, no helmet. They just stopped this motorcycle rider. Unfortunately, no helmet, no shoes. Driver quickly sprinted to his house and grabbed his license. They gave the guy some free shoes, so at least he won't be having that violation again. And he grabbed his helmet from his house. Those Mainwood shoes are made of all rubber, and they're actually made in the Philippines. So even in flood water, it's okay. And at least you have some protection for your feet. Although it doesn't really fit with the shorts, but they just stopped this motorcycle rider. No helmet, no shoes, and apparently not much of a bike. Unfortunately, the driver said he doesn't have a license, so they're impounding the motorcycle. And they're now looking at this car parked here, and I can see some people are trying to move their tricycles in the background. That's unfortunately driving in slippers, substandard helmet as well. Unfortunately, the rider said he doesn't have a license, so they're calling in the tow truck. And there goes that car now. There are signs along this road saying no parking, clamping zone. But there's a lot of trailers, trucks and cars parked along here. Over here you can see the trucks and the trailers and everything extended over the sidewalk into the road. So the enforcers are writing out tickets now. Some of the guys here told the enforcer that this truck can't be moved. They said it's a stored vehicle, so that basically means impounding. So far nobody's shown a license, so we might see a lot of trucks being towed here. That gentleman is on the phone to the operator, and the operator told them, show your license, take a ticket, move them, and then the operator will be the one to pay for the tickets. Because of course the operator knows it's going to be a lot more expensive if all of his trucks are impounded. Oops. SK chairman, is that true? No shoes, no helmet, unfortunately. Hopefully there's a license. Yeah, there is. That's good. Oh, he has a helmet. Just didn't want to wear it, I guess. Black, pink in your area.